Hi, this is BK Black Krishna from manfulwars.com, where I'm promoting polite patriotism to help nice ladies and gents teach kids, look, talk, and feel great, and locally, comfortably discuss and share lots of great info they find online, offline with each other as nice, helpful people making more and winning the offline information war. It's not enough to just leave comments for strangers on YouTube videos or kind of go back and forth with people online on the internet. As nice, not gender equal or gender neutral, but gender responsible ladies and gentlemen, good at being men and women and kids, and then most people straight, great at it, and others LGBT should be too, to fit in, or they can F off like everybody else who's not good at being an adult for other adults or kids. But if most people are cool and it's normal where you live, then it's not that hard. If most people are not cool, then you have people uncomfortable near each other and then rushing to tweet and type on YouTube videos. People should wake up and talk to strangers more easily than they talk to each other. So manfulwars.com for more on that. And this video is related, as are a lot of things, but this video is called Creepy Uncle Pedo Joe Biden, and as a man, when you should touch women and children. Creepy Uncle Pedo Joe Biden, and as a man, when you should touch women and children. So let's get into Creepy Uncle Pedo Joe Biden first. He's the former liberal and Democratic vice president for 8 years under Barack Obama. And he's come under fire because some behavior that's been known about for a while now is now reaching sort of critical mass with the independent media and social media and now mainstream media commenting on it as he plans a potential 2020 presidential run. Now, there's tons of live clips, and I've seen this stuff before. People have made great compilations on YouTube. It's a little hard to watch, but it's shocking to see it happening. There's live clips on say, C-SPAN, which is the American sort of public access, see what your politicians are up to network. And it's some signing of something, or some guy got a job as a elected official or whatever. And there's, hours of a creepy Uncle Pedo Joe Biden making women and little children uncomfortable, just bringing them close to him, kind of moving his hands up to touch their little breasts or whatever, sniffing, smelling their hair, nuzzling them close, and these kids looking away, babies looking away, little girls. What can you do if you're a 6, 7-year-old, 8-year-old girl? You try and smile and creepily move away. Now you can turn around and say, splash a glass of wine in his face. You're a little kid, right? And even the women there, made uncomfortable by this. And there's a history of his behavior. You can look into all that. There's tons and tons of great information out there. Just molesting everybody near him, especially females. And there's an old shot of Joe Biden with like a 14-year-old girl in black and white, dressed in a really skimpy outfit, kind of hanging out near him. There's tons of evidence of Joe Biden being a creepy Uncle Pedo Joe Biden. Very, very bad for women. Very, very bad for children. There's even a shot in one of those C-SPAN videos of former Attorney General Jeff Sessions, who did a decent job, some good things, some bad things, as Trump's Attorney General during the beginning of his presidency before he was let go. But he seemed like by and large, a decent Southern gentleman, like or hate some of his ideas, no issues there. But there's even a shot of former Attorney General, U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions slapping away Joe Biden's hand as he's reaching for one of the kids, because Jeff Sessions is nearby. So he's there, and Jeff Sessions is, like other adults, herding the kids away out of this room as they're there for the photo op. And Biden tries to reach over, oh, give me that little kid, let me play with it for a bit. And Jeff Sessions smacks away Biden's hand and keeps the kid moving away from creepy Uncle Pedo Joe. So that's out there, and he's probably protected by a lot of liberal pedophile leaders. There's a lot of pedophilia involved. Some of the super rich people out there, the globalists and other local chapters, use pedophilia as their main HR tool to corrupt, bribe, and blackmail people. It kind of binds them all together in their satanic club, and then they can feed on the rest of us sheep. So there's certainly some of that might be going out there. And it's a big joke to them to kind of show how in charge they are. If you can have this guy, former Vice President Joe Biden, molesting kids on C-SPAN live. That really shows, to each other and their minions how much power they have. So it's kind of a big joke to kind of see this to some of the evil people on the inside. But this is also a great chance to help any liberals with half a heart and half a brain and half a pear, for that matter, or a soul. Kind of say, okay, look, you've got Joe Biden clearly on video multiple times exposed, molesting in a way, extra hugging, extra squeezing, not being comfortable with kids and kids not being comfortable near him, as well as adult women, and 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 you've got a lot of liberal media like MSNBC, Mika Brzezinski, Morning Joe, and liberal celebrities like Alyssa Milano still defending him, saying, oh, he's not that bad, he's not this, he's not that, I'm going to stand up for him, he's misunderstood. It's like, this is completely insane. If they can make people accept this, then they can make people accept anything. And maybe they can at this point with the sort of incremental ways that people are being hammered. But this is an excellent chance to say to liberals out there, liberal parents out there, to say, look, you can never trust this media again if they're okay with that man doing that to kids. And it's multiple women have come out now, 7, last I heard, have accused Joe Biden of making them feel uncomfortable. And the same Me Too movement, hardcore liberals that will, take an off-color joke or something that may or may not have happened 20, 30 years ago that nobody saw and nobody can really remember, and use that to indict conservatives, Republicans, and say we should never trust them again. All women need to be believed. And yet when 7 women come forward and accuse Joe Biden of making him feel uncomfortable, and when there's hours of evidence of Joe Biden molesting women and children publicly on C-SPAN, and the same media defends it, you can see they're not serious about this whole Me Too movement thing. And the whole Me Too movement thing is pretty stupid too, because I'm not a Me Too kind of guy, I'm a no way kind of guy. If I had a girl, I wouldn't be asking, oh yeah, me too, say me too, honey, join the club of victims. Me too, yeah, I'm a victim too, I was molested too, it's so cool to be, no, it's no way. Me too, screw me too, no way. There should be a no way movement, not a me too, not I want to be a victim too. Here's my victim story, here's my victim story, here's how men suck. Here, if I say I was raped in college, will you like me more? Okay, I'll say I was raped in college, me too, me too. It's like, no, there should be a no way movement, not a me too movement that makes more victims. But that being said, you can never trust this media and these celebrities again. So if there's a way of reaching out to liberals out there and convincing them to say, look at what the liberal media is doing and how they're defending this guy versus how they attack conservatives, Republicans, and so on. You don't have to be right-wing, you don't have to like conservatives, Republicans, or whatever, but you have to admit that those people are lying scumbags at this point if they'll defend Joe Biden based on what he does to women and children publicly on public access television for hours with dozens and dozens and dozens of women and children you can see on video, plus 7 who've come forward with public statements saying, yeah, he made me feel creepy. Because you can always tell when people are being cool with each other, even though it's less and less normal these days. And this is what I was saying at manforwars.com, what I'm working on, which is helping people respect each other so they communicate well, because as we get worse and worse at that, we worry more about what we do. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Put up with me. Ooh, put up with me. Then we worry more about what we say. When we worry less about what we do, then we worry less about what we say, and it's easier to talk to people because you don't worry about somebody messing with you when it comes to how they act. So, you respect each other and you can talk to them easier, or you don't worry about them messing with you when it comes to what they're telling you as another form of messing with you. So that's super important. So there's a bit on creepy Uncle Pedo Joe Biden. And then, when as a man should you touch women and children? And the simple answer is BK Black Krishna from manforwars.com with tons of video proof of my ideas being acceptable, among millions of people in a very diverse population. The answer is, if they're not yours, you shouldn't. That's it. When as a man should you touch women and children? If they're not yours, as a man, you shouldn't. That's it. Full stop. Now, if you happen to be interacting with any and that does come up, then you should be very, very conservative in your approach, right? If it's being near somebody in an elevator or some other area, you should try and move away from them to the other side of the elevator, to the other side of whatever. You should do your best to make sure that you indicate that you are not going to bother them, not because you're kissing their asses, not because of that, but because you are feeling your masculine power, your ability to make people uncomfortable or make people comfortable. You are feeling your masculine power and your masculine strength that way. I could really screw you up, so I'm not going to. I could really screw you up, so I'm definitely not going to. I could really make you uncomfortable, so I'm definitely not going to. That's the ideal situation. So the simple answer is you should not. And if you happen to interact with somebody, instead of the firm guy handshake, straight up, whatever, you can do a little bit more of a simpler handshake, respecting her grace and her femininity. Oh, nice to meet you, whatever. With a dude, straight up, firm handshake, masculine strength meets and confirms the same, creates a safe space for feminine and child vulnerability. So meet a dude, straight up, meet his lady, a bit more of a wimpy noodle handshake. She might try and go for more of a squeeze. I'm tough as a guy. Men are supposed to act like women. Women are supposed to act, yeah, whatever. You're not going to do anything to my hand anyway, girl. Squeeze if you want. What the hell do I care, right? But I'm going to try and keep my masculine strength and try and respect what feminine vulnerability I can. So I'm always going to go for the softer handshake with a female. And then when it comes to hugs and so on, same thing. It's just kind of a shell hug, not a squeeze hug, kind of a pull away hug. Women will respect you for that, and they will share more with you. They will be more nice and friendly and attractive, and they will touch you, they will hug you, they will share with you what they want to share with you. Now, as I've said many a time, I ain't robbing no nervous little girl, and I ain't scared of one either. Because I ain't robbing no nervous little girl, and I ain't scared of one. I'm not. I'm always in charge. I'm in charge of making sure if this goes cool or not, if any of them are near me. And if we're cool and she wants to be nice and what if she doesn't, gone. Got to cut her or cut her off. She goes for my balls, I can't just cut her across the face. Take my balls, take your face. No, can't do that. Just got to cut her off. Forget it, nor forget about it. Be cool. Don't be a mess for the next one, right? But I'm always in charge of that, right? I'm always in charge of that. And women respect that. When they realize you're going to be disciplined about that, they respect that, and they are more likely to share with you. So you can rob some girl. You can feel up a girl or bump into a girl or touch a girl. Oh, how you doing? Oh, touch your shoulder. I'll try and get away with it. You can be a creepy, sneaky guy one way or another. I'm just a friendly guy. I touch you, or no, don't worry, I'm just like a girl. See how I act like a girl? I'll sneak up on you and I'll molest you. Ha ha. You can get away with that crap. But then you won't feel your masculine strength as a man being in charge of the situation and making sure that things go well. And you won't feel their feminine, graceful vulnerability, which is their trust in you, which is what validates your masculine strength. And so your ego will not be assuaged. You can rob somebody, but if somebody gives you something, that's a lot better than robbing somebody. And that's much better for your ego. And you can think back to high school, for example, right? In high school, when you were a high school kid, and the cute girl skipped class to go screw around with her friends or whatever, and she comes up to you, and then she squeezes your arm, and she knows what the hell she's doing, and you just got to flex enough to not be all mushy, but not too much. It looks like you're trying too hard. And she goes, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "Oh, good. Hey, listen, I skipped math. Do you mind if I borrow your homework?" And you're just there, kind of cute girl coming near you and touching you and being friendly with you. This is, when you're not a grown-ass pervert guy that just wants to smack a waitress's ass and laugh and say, what's she going to do? Tell the boss and I'm going to leave a big tip. You're not a jerk like that. You're a young high school guy feeling, happy that some cute girl is nice to you. And so when she squeezes your arm a little bit to try and be friendly and borrow your homework, you're thinking, yeah, sure, you can borrow my car. No, wait. Here's just my math notes. Take them, whatever, right? That's the same thing, going from boys to young boys and young adults to men. the same principle applies if you can apply that principle. And this is about your ego. This is about your balls. This is about your balls and your eggs. I'm pushing for bigger balls and unscrambled eggs. I want to get the balls rolling and get the eggs sighted so people act like men and women. Most people straight are great at it, raise confident kids, and others, LGBT, whatever. You can be a nice person who fits in, who's cool with other adults and not bad for kids, or you're scum and piss off, right? So simple as that. So the simple answer is you don't. You don't. And I validated this in the streets. I validated this my entire life. I've been a gender responsible guy, not gender equal, not gender neutral, not, hey man, you should put up with and act like messed up girls. No, you should make sure nobody does. That's what you're supposed to do. And as a gender responsible guy, it's kept me in a great mood as a guy who, even though people around me are falling apart left, right, and center, guys still know we can be cool. If they want to be cool, they know I'm a guy that can be cool with them. And women know that they can be nice and I'll be nice and we can be nice to each other as long as there's nobody near us around to screw that up. And children as well know to respect me because of the way I carry myself, because this is a source of self-confidence. Not gender equal, not gender neutral, where we're all equally neutral and equal messed up girls, but gender responsible for being a cool guy who other guys can be cool with and who women can be graceful and friendly and attractive with and who children can respect and want to emulate and listen to. That is the key. So again, on Creepy Uncle Pedo Joe Biden, definitely expose that to sort of liberals out there. Make sure they know, can't trust him, can't trust the media and celebrities that have his back because they're a bunch of hypocrites when it comes to the Me Too movement or the Time's Up movement or whatever you want to call it. If they support him and they attack other people for way, way less, way, way fewer transgressions, and they don't believe any of the women accusing him, but they'll believe some woman who can't remember her own story or where her incident took place, and it was 30, 40 years ago, like in, say, the Judge Brett Kavanaugh case. And then when it comes to when, as a man, should you touch women and children, the simple answer is if they're not yours, never. Never. Right? Now, there could be certain situations where you transcend that, but that should be your mindset. And if you get the sense that, they want a hug or whatever, you can do that. But even with those or with friends, kids or whatever, I just let them be comfortable near me. And then when they want to hug you, they are super friendly. And they'll give you a nice warm hug. And they'll be, the women, like, I know I can trust you. I'm going to give you a warm hug. I'm going to make you feel so good. You're such a good guy. I want to make sure you're in a good mood and you can do good stuff. Or little kids, little girls, little boys. I know I can trust you. I'm going to give you a nice big squeezy hug. You're such a good guy. I want you to be a good guy who does good stuff and kick some bad guys' ass if it has to. It's so... They'll validate you that way. Because when you discipline your masculine strength, then other guys are cool and know you're not going to mess with each other. And women or children are cool because they know they can share their feminine and child vulnerability with you. So... anyway, a little bit on that. Check out manforwars.com for more. Feel free to comment, subscribe, get in touch with any questions or answers, or to work together. Financially support, PayPal, and direct donation links below. Very, very important for these efforts. And check out manforwars.com for more. Otherwise, BK Black Krishna for manforwars.com. I do hope this helps, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.